Hello and welcome to this installment of a Forte School Spotlight webinar. Thank you so much for listening in. I'm Lori Stewart, Director of School Relations for Forte, and today we're delighted to feature Georgetown's McDonough School of Business in our Spotlight webinar. Before I introduce our speaker today, I'd like to share just a little bit about Forte for anybody listening in who may not already know Forte. Forte is a nonprofit organization. We were founded in 2001 with a mission focused on encouraging and supporting women in business leadership career paths. And one way that we do that is through the MBA degree. We work with women beginning at the undergraduate level into their early career MBA programs and beyond. And today we've grown to 90,000 members. Over the course of the last many years, our sponsoring business schools have provided more than $100 million in scholarships to support women in pursuit of their MBA as Forte Fellows. Forte is able to deliver the resources and opportunities like today's webinars because we have support of some amazing sponsors. On the business school side, we have 51 sponsoring business schools that are located in the U.S., Canada, and Europe, including Georgetown McDonough School, who's been a sponsor since 2005, a very long-term sponsor. On the company side, we're thrilled to have almost 50 corporate and nonprofit sponsors who are all extremely interested in supporting women in business careers and identifying women that would be future candidates for their firms. This webinar today is part of a pre-MBA webinar series, and you can find the entire series by visiting fortefoundation.org/pre-MBA. These webinars are available free of charge, and you can explore other topics like how to craft a terrific MBA application, hear from MBA alumni about their experiences as MBAs and in their career beyond, learn more about financing the MBA degree, and explore various career paths that MBAs follow. I hope you'll take advantage of some of the resources that are available to you. And with that, I'd like to turn this over to today's presenter. We're delighted to have Shelley Heinrich, who's the Assistant Dean of MBA Admissions at Georgetown's McDonough School. Shelley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Lori. I'm very excited to be here. Great. Wonderful. Well, hello, everyone. Again, my name is Shelley. Very excited to partner with Forte through different initiatives to attract very well-qualified pre-MBA women into the MBA space. I've been at Georgetown for about 3.5 years, have been working in the MBA admissions space for about 7 years. Originally did undergrad and grad school in Texas, and now currently am upon my 2nd year of the executive MBA program here at Georgetown McDonough. So I'm in the same boat with you all, doing work, life, and balance, and frankly, I'm loving it. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about our program as well as the resources and opportunities for women pursuing our program. So let me just step back a little bit, though, and talk about Georgetown McDonough and who we are and, what our program offers. So we really offer what we believe is a transformational experience. From the time that you start the program until the time that you graduate, we literally hope that you are transformed as a leader, as one with more executive presence, certainly more with intellectual capital and understanding of how business works, and an understanding of how business and policy and society intersect. And we hope that you have gained the skills, resources, and knowledge that will allow you to truly achieve your short and long-term career goals. So the 3 pillars of Georgetown McDonough: principled leadership, global mindset, and business and society. So with leadership, we have both a curriculum as well as co-curricular opportunities that will develop you as executive leaders. So there are 3 courses, frankly, that you will take. One of those courses has a very hands-on experience that you will do in the spring of your first year that allows you to come together on one day and solve a case problem with a team, pitching to over 100 C-level executives who are our alumni who have come in for this day to be a part of your leadership development experience. We launched this Executive Challenge experience this past year, and we're very excited at the results and the support of our 100 alumni. We also have over 40 different student organizations that you can get involved in and we counted over 350 board positions so that you can take a leadership position at McDonough to both enhance and increase your leadership skills, but also make an impact on the community and truly immerse yourself into the network. With a global mindset, being located in Washington, D.C., where there's 176 embassies from around the world, where you hear multiple languages spoken on the metro and in walking to school every day, we're able to attract, and last year we're able to attract 46 countries to the full-time and evening MBA program, which is just a fascinating experience when you're in class talking about case studies in different parts of the world, to have 46 countries giving their perspective on the same issue. We also have professors from different parts of the world. I myself, at the Executive MBA, have had professors from Belgium and France, from Iran, and just to gain their perspective as well, I think has just really enriched my experience. All of our students will consult for a global company through our global consulting experience, which we'll talk a little bit about more later. And you'll get to experience learning more about how DC, is at the center of and is influenced and influences and is influenced by world politics. Thirdly is our business and society component. We are a Jesuit institution, the oldest one in the world, and I think with that comes really our commitment to making sure that our students are making a positive impact on society. That business doesn't happen and business decisions don't happen in isolation, but they're looking at how their decisions affect society and policy, and make an impact. Frankly, our students can graduate with a Community Fellows designation for volunteering over 100 hours during their time with us. And we also have different organizations where you can do pro bono consulting for nonprofits. We have opportunities that I think are a part, of who we are and our heritage. We're located in Washington, D.C. If you've never been here before, I encourage you to come. It is a vibrant, energetic city. If you're one that likes, if you're a foodie, if you like going to museums, if you like rowing down the Potomac, which is the river you'll see running here between D.C. and Virginia, if you like jogging, whatever it is, D.C. has something for everyone. And I think, coming from originally Texas, when I moved to D.C., I loved the, just enriching conversations that people have about what's happening, in the world. And it's such a great place to be for 2 years, certainly for your MBA, but, you may get Potomac fever, as we call it, and choose to stay here for your career. The great thing about Georgetown is that it is located in the heart of Washington, D.C. You'll see there in the green. You'll see circled in red are different shuttle buses that we offer. So you have free transportation to and from Georgetown throughout the city. It's a very accessible campus located both in the heart of D.C. but on its own campus. So you get a little bit of both feels. Because of our location, students have access to speakers who come from campus. So recent speakers, former CEO of GE, Jeff Immelt, the CMO of Facebook, the CEO of Marriott, but then, people like Seth Goldman, the co-founder of TEO of Honest Tea, or General Petraeus, or Chelsea Clinton or Mitt Romney. So people from all different perspectives and backgrounds, not just in business, but in nonprofit as well as government. Because our alumni, many of them certainly located on the East Coast, West Coast, and Chicago, but we have a good concentration of alumni in DC. So you're able to access those alum through informal coffee chats, through informational interviews about different job opportunities, and so it's great to be in a city where there is that support from alumni. Perfect. So, we love the Forte Foundation and the resources that it provides to our students, and we encourage many students to get involved. When you get to Georgetown, I think that support and resources continue. So our Georgetown Graduate Women in Business Club, GWIB, has a lot of initiatives. You'll see the board down at the bottom. They're a great group of women leaders who have come and really made an impact at Georgetown. So they, for instance, this year and even last year have offered a mentor program. So second years will mentor incoming first years just on business and how to leverage the Georgetown MBA to the fullest extent, and on, resources for women. So that's exciting. We just have a new group of students going through their opening term right now, and they'll soon be paired up with their second year mentors. They also host their annual GWIB conference. So this is a conference typically held in the fall, and some of the topics are on industry panel breakouts, so finance, consulting, marketing, communication, entrepreneurship. So it kind of gives women a preview into working in those industries. But we also tackle issues. So how do you market yourself? What's the road to the C-suite look like for women? How do you navigate those transitions in your life? Maybe they're work to family, back to work. How does that work depending on the industry that you're in? And then this conference also looks at building skills, so actually hard, tangible skills. It's great. It's completely organized by our women and is very successful every year. We have tons of alumni who come back to support it. We've also partnered with Forte on the Men's as Allies initiative. I encourage you to check out their website to learn more about it. But definitely we're excited to partner, and this initiative really helps male students benefit from and get involved in enhancing gender equity on business school campuses, and taking that experience back to the business world. Professor Catherine Tinsley is one of our star professors, and she teaches a course that is wildly popular called Developing Women Leaders, Cultivating for Human and Social Capital. And it is a very popular course every year, and she is actually a leading researcher and publisher on research related to women. And so if you follow her, you'll see a lot of the work that she's done, and we're really lucky to have her here at Georgetown McDonough. She's also a strong part of the Georgetown University Women's Leadership Institute. So this really convenes faculty, researchers, company executives, and policymakers to build a foundation of data-driven knowledge about attitudes towards the advancement of gender-intelligent leadership. I know that's a kind of a mouthful. I definitely encourage you to check it out, because it is also a result of the great work that Catherine and other key leaders at Georgetown are taking a part in. We also have a focus on family here at Georgetown. So this may or may not apply to you, but I think it's important to know that we are really taking steps towards, at least even in my 3.5 years of being here, focusing on family. So we have a partners association for spouses and or partners. We realize that if you're relocating to another city and you have a partner, that's a commitment both for you and for your partner. And so we have an association that they can get involved in so they feel included as part of your MBA experience. We also provide career support for your partners if you're relocating to DC. This is something you may not find at other business schools. So, your partner's spouse can meet with our Career Center staff to look at opportunities in DC. How do you make that transition, to get advice on kind of resumes and how to pitch yourself in that transition. And so we're really happy to provide that support. We've also introduced family events. If you're at that stage in your life, we welcome your children. We definitely even have had women. I think we had last year over 30 women between our full-time and evening programs who, or I should say, sorry, 30 families, so either women or men, who had new babies during the program. And so we have a sippy cup event, we have a fall festival, family fall festival, we have a nursing room here at McDonough. So, we're really taking strides towards increasing the focus on family. That's our associate dean there on the left, Carrie Pace. That's her daughter that she's holding, and she's been a strong advocate for this focus on the family, which we're very lucky to have her as well. So let's dive a little bit into the full-time and evening MBA curriculum. You'll see this on our website if you'd like to, download it later. But the takeaway here is that the program starts off with really the first year in the top having core courses that you'll do in a cohort of about 60 students. You'll actually start opening term in August, and that will be a 3-week opening term of classes. You'll take 2 classes, that Structure of Global Industries and Accounting Fundamentals. And then you'll go all the way through, the spring term. Most students then do their internship between year 1 and year 2, and then in the second year you'll see in green, those are our electives. You can choose from over 100 electives, and you don't have to declare a concentration. So you really can kind of customize based on what's of interest to you. You'll see in red here our career weeks and fall breaks. So our students are going either domestically or internationally on these career tracks to meet with employers and alumni. So there's typically a California track to meet with, the Facebooks and the Googles. There's a Wall Street track. This year they're going on a Shanghai track. I think last year they went to Mexico City and Israel. They might go to Houston. So they're different every year, but they're concentrated on meeting with a lot of employers and alum. And then you'll finish out with that global business consulting experience, which again we'll go into more detail in just a couple of slides. So with the evening program curriculum, it is the same classes, same curriculum, just spread really over 3 years. So you'll see, again, core courses for about the first year and a half, and then the last year is elective. One thing that I want to point out here is these little ILEs. You'll see them in gray. These are intensive learning experiences, and these are either 1 to 2 week courses where you complete an entire academic course, and they're on very interesting topics. So it could be on the life of work, it could be on data visualization or the business of water or national security or advertising campaigns. So there's a lot of different very niche topics that are very fascinating. Perfect. So I've mentioned the global business experience a couple of times. So this slide shows you in blue, the little blue bars, where the full-time and evening MBA programs have traveled over the last really couple of decades. So every year for the first years, for full-time students in the second year, they will receive a list of potential options where they could do their consulting abroad. They receive those in November. There's typically about 40 projects to choose from, divided into 6 cities. And then you rank your first, second, and third choice, and then you consult for that company for about 6 to 8 weeks from December through spring break. And then in spring break, you go for a week to that country to present your consulting recommendations. So, recent projects have included consulting with Starwood and Marriott hotels on how to enter the wedding market in Shanghai, developing an innovation strategy for Turkish Airlines, working with the city of Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam on how to increase the level of volunteerism in the country, and working with Lamborghini in Italy, Tishman Speyer. I mean, there's so many different great companies and projects that our students have done. So this is in both the full-time and evening students will do it. Evening students, you will consult for the second half of your year 2, and then you will go abroad during July for 1 week. So, I love the next few slides. We constantly are asked from students, what does a typical day look like? Like, how is my life going to change? And trust me, your life, will change, and you'll get into a rhythm of what's the new normal. You're going to be very busy, and frankly, both our full-time and evening students both will equally fight over who believes they're busier. So you're going to be busy, but you can do it. So I love showing these slides because it really walks you through an actual student and his schedule. So Alex, he was a student ambassador of ours that just graduated. I said, Alex, can you take your Google Calendar, like an average week or and put it in a presentable format and let me show it to students. So this is Alex. So he, post-MBA is working in strategy and human capital, but let's look at his schedule. So in orange, this is free time. So yes, you do have free time. You'll see on Thursday, he has War Stories Keg. So every Thursday night, we have a happy hour hosted in Hariri where about 100 to 150 students consistently come every Thursday for a happy hour, and it benefits or sponsors a different organization, student organization or initiative. So this one was during, as you can see right near Veterans Day, and so our McDonough Military Students Association helped to sponsor it. So great community building on Thursday. You'll see in green, so this is when he works with his groups, his teams. So he has those kind of study times worked out, and you can work with your teams or groups in person or via Zoom. And then in red, you'll see his classes. So you'll see he's not taking classes all day long, but you'll see they're Monday through Thursday, that he doesn't have classes on Friday. And Friday, it's because Friday is set aside for career days. So Net Impact is a club that focuses on those interested in nonprofits, and they happen to be hosting their career day on this Friday. Other career days maybe will focus on marketing or consulting or finance. But during the day, alumni and employers will come to campus to chat more about opportunities in that specific industry. And then in light blue, you'll see the student clubs that he is involved in. So he's involved in consulting club, and you'll see on Monday he does the club, but then on Wednesday he's in case preparation. So he's going through intense training with us on how to prepare for the case interviewing process. We actually bring in an outside consultant, Mark Cosentino, who helps prepare students, and students can get certified in case preparation. He then is a part of Service Corps, where he donates pro bono consulting hours to nonprofits. So he's involved. He is in one of our star students. And then in dark blue, you'll see those are his Career Center related events. So he goes to different employer information sessions that typically happen in the evening, but sometimes happen over lunch break. So he's a busy person nonetheless. Second year, this is his second year. He gets a little, less busy. You'll see in dark blue, there's still employer information sessions that he went to. You'll see in red, his classes. You'll see in green, he worked with our office. So we do have graduate assistantship or student ambassador teaching assistantship positions that you can apply for, and those you can apply for starting in August once you get here. So he made a little extra money working for us. In orange, you'll see there's a mentor-mentee program. I talked a little bit about that. We have second years mentoring first year, so it's a great way to give back to the community and share your expertise and insight to those that are coming behind you. And then finally, light blue, NMS, is non-market strategy. We have a certificate in non-market strategy, which focuses on the intersection of business, policy, and society. Okay, so we'll move on to Catherine. She is an evening program student. You can see her schedule is a lot more packed. And just to kind of walk through Catherine's schedule, light red are her classes. She either have classes on Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday. Dark red is when she's blocked off for studying, although I think she undersold herself a little bit because there's probably a little more studying than that. Green is when she worked with her groups. And then obviously she blocked in her commuting to school and to work. What's interesting is that we actually provide students, they can pre-order their dinners prior to coming to class, so that when they arrive in from a busy day of work, they have, Sweet Green or Cozy waiting for them, which is great. And then blue, yes, she still does get involved in student organizations and social events. It's still possible to get involved. You just may need to space out your 3 years. All right. So, two of our students that have been fantastic, students. They've since recently graduated, but they really leverage the resources of McDonough. So Tahira Taylor, what I love about her is, she came from, it says here Ogilvy. She did do Ogilvy, but she also was a part of the Peace Corps prior to MBA. So she had a little bit of a non-traditional background. She interned with Delta Airlines and then actually studied abroad with HEC in Paris for a semester of her second year. Not all students do it, but there is an opportunity to study abroad. We have 4 different schools that you can do that with. And then ultimately, she wanted to work internationally, so she graduated and got a fantastic marketing global rotation program, which will take her, she's in New York now, it will take her to Paris and then another country as well. She also, she came to Georgetown. I asked her, why did you come to Georgetown? She said because of the commitment on community service and global exchange opportunities. If you volunteer 100 hours, as I mentioned, you can be designated as a community fellow, and so there's a lot of opportunities there. Abby Schwartz, she's fantastic. She's living in Chicago now. She, was working for Capital One prior to MBA, and then is now at PepsiCo, and frankly got the job at PepsiCo from one of our alum. And so she was, really excited to make that connection. And she was actually, when she was here, she did an entire research survey and study on women in business and how can business schools improve opportunities and remove barriers for women. And so that was her kind of giving back to McDonough. She met with all the senior leadership, provided a lot of advice, of which we have now implemented and will still be implementing. So she's been a great resource for us. I think one word to describe McDonough is community. We have so many opportunities outside of the classroom to really just build your network and have fun. And yes, you should work hard, but you should also have fun. So on the left, you'll see volunteering and our month of volunteerism. Here in green, that's our McDonough Cup. It's a highly coveted trophy that our students compete against via cohort every spring. And they do silly, field games or charity events or penny wars to basically earn the McDonough Cup, and so they get very excited when they win. We have a MBA formal, also known as MBA prom. Here you'll see a sports club and then an international festival in December. So this is a little bit about the investment. So yes, it is an investment, but there is a return on investment. And what I love, about our scholarships is certainly we do provide Forte scholarships to outstanding women. And so there's nothing that you have to do additional to apply for that Forte scholarship. We review your application, reviewing it for what we would, how we would award Forte scholarships. We're also partners with the consortium and MLT, and a bunch of other organizations here as well. So application requirements, there certainly is more on our website. We also offer an application workshop, webinars, and those types of things. But, you'll see here transcripts, GMAT or GRE score, resume, 1 recommendation, a written essay, 1 video essay, interview, and English language. Just so you know, if you are a member of the Forte MBA launch program, we do waive your online application fee or your application fee. And if you're just a general member of Forte, we provide you a reduced application fee. So some of the great benefits of being with an organization like Forte. These are upcoming deadlines and decision notification dates. Take note of these. Certainly, obviously, know that they're on our website. October 10th is certainly right around the corner. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And then we have 3 fantastic, kind of events happening this fall. So Perspectives on Women's Leadership Series, we're partnering with the 4 schools you see here to host events in DC, New York, and Boston. We also have our Focus on Diversity event all day Saturday, November 4th. And then our Focus on Women with Perspective Student Breakfast, that's like the Sunday right after Focus on Diversity. So if you're coming from outside of DC, that is a great weekend to book to come into DC. The weather will be great, and it's a great way to learn more about McDonough in a weekend. So, with that, I encourage you very much to reach out to us, learn more about us. I love Georgetown. I love working here. I love the program as a student. I couldn't just be more happier with the school and the experience. And so I encourage you really to learn more about why we think it's a special community and one that we'd love for you to be a part of. You'll see our various ways to connect with us, learn more about us. But I hope to see you on the road at an upcoming either Forte Fair event or certainly on our campus in McDonough. Thank you and have a wonderful week.